Hi everybody and welcome along to ForgeCraft the Modpack with TechnoJock. I have an admission to make. I'd been doing a lot of work and have just discovered that my webcam's been on all this time and I'm not exactly ready to be videoed at this point. I have not brushed my hair. So, yeah, we've done a little bit of work. I'm going to pop over to the Nether and I shall show you what we've done aesthetically. So I ripped out the tunnel that we had before and put in some different stuff. As you will see, this looks rather nice. So along here, this is the room that we're going to have our power gen set up, which is why we've got a little bit in the middle left alone. So I think you'll agree, this looks pretty good. So I've kind of done a space station feel to it. Those of you that have followed my Galactic Science series will recognise the sort of design. So yeah, these laboratory blocks along the side here look quite cool. And what I've done is I've used carpenter's blocks here, half depth ones with this ALF glass on it, which does a very cool connected texture and doubles as a light source. And then behind that we've got black anti-blocks to make it look like it's outside and space. So I think you'll agree it looks pretty good. Very pleased with how that came on. However, it wasn't without its difficulties when I first logged on, because we discovered that this area, the AE system had gone down. Now, it's got something to do with the chunk loading, because we've got our base spread over a little bit of an area back in Overworld, and obviously we're working here as well. Chunk loading has become an issue, and what I did was I set up this energy acceptor with another tesseract pulling in power, so that will keep the power going here, because the energy cell that we had discharged, and that meant pulling off the energy cell here, taking it back, recharging it, plugging it back in here, getting the system back up, and that was just a bit of a pain. So basically, if the base back home is chunk loaded and this is chunk loaded, then the tesseracts will work fine to transfer the power over here and keep this area loaded. But it did kind of highlight an issue that we have with the chunk loading. So I wanted to address that before we go much further, because there's not much point in having the ability to make all this power and then this area not being chunk loaded properly and then we run out of power again. So of course that computer's not, the program for the computer is not actually the startup program, so I need to start up the program and then this will work. So what I have done is, we want to chunk load things, and there's a couple of options for chunk loading. There's those anchor things, the world anchor, personal anchor, passive admiral, and that's not an option for us. Now, the personal anchor is fine. What it does is it will continue to keep an area chunk loaded when you are online, but you must load it first. So it won't work when you're offline, and for an area that's remote like the Nether or the End or something like that, you've got to travel. When you log on, you've got to travel to that area, load the chunks, and then this will keep them loaded. Not ideal. Very handy, but not ideal. World Anchor is a good chunk loader, but it requires fuel of ender pearls to keep things loaded. So that will keep things loaded when you're offline, and one pearl keeps it going for 12 hours or something like that, I think. So you can stick in a stack of 16 ender pearls and then it'll just keep it chunk loaded for ages. Problem with that is you can't pipe items in and out of it, I've discovered, which is a little bit of an issue, because I was really kind of counting on that. However, if we go here, we have the chunk loader from Mine Factory Reloaded, and this one requires a little bit more. It requires mob essence and it requires power as well. So not what I was hoping to use, but you'll see. I'll pop it in here and you can have a look. So, but you can choose how big an area it chunk loads. So you can make a massive area. This can give a huge base. I mean, obviously the energy draw of it's massive as well when you do that sort of thing. But that's pretty handy. But it does require this mob essence and power. And obviously that's a huge buffer, so we're going to have to watch that as well. But we'll take that because we have got a plan for this. Let's pop back to the overworld, and if we go over here, we'll go to the end. This, however, is a different area of the end. I have made about 1,000 blocks away from the normal end island. And you'll see why. We've got ourselves a nice big Endermen Farm. Now, we were running low on Ender Pearls anyway, and I'd kind of intended to use those world anchors, but when I discovered that you can't pipe into them, I was a little bit disappointed. However, fortunately, I'd already decided to use... I'm getting blown around a little bit. Already decided to use this grinder. So we are getting mob essence anyway, and we've already got 94 buckets of this stuff. So that's nice. So, what I wanted to do was get this set up. Now what I'm doing is I'm piping them... Getting blown around by these. 2 seconds to turn that off. There we go. What I'm doing is I'm piping out the mob essence, and it goes into this bottom tank, which then goes straight into this drum. Once this drum is full, this tank will fill up. Once it fills up into the second tank above it, it'll overflow into this fluid trash can. So we're not wasting anything at the moment, and once this fills up completely, it's got an overflow, so we're not going to end up with some horrible amount of essence backing up and stopping our system. So this is my preferred method of making sure we don't have a backlog of fluid. It works well for XP farms and things like that, particularly if you're turning XP into mob essence over a drain or something like that. So I need to put another fluid conduit on the bottom of this, and then put this ender tank here as well. So I will set this to extract, it's going to fill up this, and that will be great. So that's handy, that's done. I also want to just pop... I kind of want to... I'll put this on the side actually. It's going to take ages to break, but never mind. And I can use the time to cover what else is going on. So I mentioned in previous episodes that there is a project that myself and a couple of guys are doing. A guy that approached me, Stalker VTID, approached me and asked if I would be interested in teaming up and doing a server play series and things, which I obviously am. And we are close to having... no, that's not what I wanted to do. We're close to having something set up actually. So we're very excited. There's going to be a new channel. This one's staying here. Don't worry, it's not going anywhere. But it's going to be... The channel is going to be an opportunity to combine forces, if you will. And it's going to be called The Seasoned Gamers, because there's a few of us involved in it, and we've got quite a few years of gaming under our belts collectively. So it's, I think between Phoenix, another chap that I think I've mentioned previously that's involved in this, and Stalker VTID and myself, I think we've probably got around about 90 years of gaming experience. So we should know what we're doing, roughly. So that's very exciting. It's not just going to be Minecraft stuff. Stalker has already got some stuff set up for 7 Days to Die, which is in alpha at the moment, but it's quite a cool open world zombie survival thing with a little bit of a twist. So check out his channel and see what he's done for that already. So that's looking really good. And also, so we're gonna do lots of games that just appeal to us and may appeal to you guys too. And it's not going to be limited to PC gaming. It's also this channel's also going to have stuff for console games as well. So very excited. Check out the Seasoned Gamers website coming soon as well. And I have featured the channel from my channel, so you can link to it from there and have a look and see what is planned. Right, we've got ourselves set up now with this. So we have got here, that ender chest has got a bunch of ender pearls going into it. This is just collecting ender pearls and common treasure at the moment. I will set up a trash can for stuff that we're not interested in here as well in a bit, once we start getting that in. But we've got our ender tank there. That's taken a little bit out of there, but not a huge amount. So we've got our essence. It is being used, but not a huge amount. And that's going to keep this one chunk loaded. I've been careful to make sure that this stays within the one chunk. So there you go. And yeah, that's happily doing that. These blocks here are carpenter's blocks. They are half height ones, and I believe they count as being transparent blocks when they're like that, so the endermen aren't going to spawn here. I need to do something similar up here as well to stop anything from spawning up here and becoming an issue, but we also want to make this look a bit nicer, because I didn't just spend all that time in the nether making everything look nice there to then go and make something that's just made of cobblestone here. So yeah, that would be counterproductive, I think. So what I want to do is pop on one of these here, get ourselves our resonant exchanger, and yeah, we can go around and we can change out all these blocks for the anti-blocks. And the benefit with that is it's going to look pretty cool. And I think because these are single, I don't know how you would refer to it, they're single texture blocks with blank texture, flat texture, that's what I'm thinking of. Flat texture blocks, these will kind of blend in with the background here, and there'll be a little bit that'll be visible here, but it will look much better. So I need to go and get a bunch more of those, but we now have this set up so the ender tanks will all be linked with this green, green, green for the fluid mob essence stuff, and then we can set up our chunk loaders in various areas to keep things loaded. So I can find somewhere reasonably sensible in the center of my base area and keep things chunk loaded there with one of these as well. So let's go and do that right now. Let's get these anti-blocks sorted out with a chunk loader, and we'll need one for the nether as well. So chunk loader. So I made these so we can craft them. They are quite expensive. They do require a nether star, but that's the most expensive bit of it, I think. And we've got a good number of nether stars available to us, of course, because we have our wither killer. So, and I need ender tanks as well. Actually, do I need an ender tank for this? I could just pipe through the main power system. Let me check into that. Let's see, if we make a tesseract, if we go back and pipe directly into this thing, if we pipe like that in, insert into that, and then this fluid mode send only. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. So that's sending into the main power tesseract. We've got a tesseract that we can use for this. I wonder if this will work. Over here we've got this tesseract, which is just set to receive energy, but if we do send and receive, and then the fluid mode receive only, and pop this down here, it's filling up with power but not with fluid. So we need to pipe in. Oh, we needed to know. Oh no, hold on. Here we go. Ahaha, it is getting essence. And if we do that, right, so we just need a tesseract and a chunk loader. We don't need the ender tanks. It's not filling up hugely fast, but it is filling up. I don't know how quickly these things use fluid. Okay, excellent. Let me get set up and we'll do it this way instead. Righty-ho, so we've got a chunk loader in place. Not there. Here, under here, we've got this one here. But it would appear there's a soft cap of 2 chunk radius for this thing. It's filling up quite happily with power, that's not a problem, and it's got the essence, that's great. But yeah, I can't, now that it's actually connected up and powered, I can't actually set this to anything higher than 2 chunks, which is a little bit of a pain, but I suppose it stops people from killing servers completely. But so I'm going to have that one there, and that will cover, let's see, that'll cover this area here reasonably well, and this area is pretty much just the house. It's not going to cover over here, so what we're going to need to do is we'll need to have a chunk loader over here and one over here. Maybe I might need one over here. Basically, I'm going to have one of these things wherever there is a tesseract, I think. So we'll have to get that on the go. I'm going to pop this one under here where we had it before in our testing, if I can ever get down through this hole. And yeah, we'll just need to do it that way. This will keep this entire area loaded quite happily, and we will look into getting more of these. So I need another one for the I'll need another one for the nether, and we'll need another one for the mana pit, and we are missing a nether star. What a surprise. Let's go and get that. So we've got one in the in the end. That'll be fine. Let's go through here. We'll have this one here, I think, and we'll set this up. Fluid mode receive only. That should be very shortly. Come on. There we go. Filling up with essence, filling up with power. Superb. Right, let's turn this on for a second, shall we? Because we need... So we don't need that anymore, although that'll keep things loaded up. If we'd run out of soul sand or something here. Oh no. It was just taking a sweet minute. Okay, so we'll have another start shortly. We've got that there. Ow. We'll have that sorted out there, that'll be fine. This will all be chunk loaded. I'm not altogether sure where the chunk boundaries are here. So that one there will keep this. Oh, he's finally managed to blow up that. Okay, well, we'll put in some glass. You still can't get it. So I'll keep that one and this one loaded. I'll keep this loaded. It needs to really come over, but it needs to come over to the other side. There is a tesseract over there, but okay, right, that's not going to be ideal there. Why don't we shift our energy acceptor and everything over a little bit over here? That'll work. Yeah, I can do that. Let's go boop, boop. Tesseract, energy acceptor, and chunkloader to go on to the other side. And here. I think if we put it here. Yeah. I'm going to put our tesseract there. Energy acceptor on the other side. That'll keep the system powered. That will do that. Perfect. So it's keeping this one done, that one done. Yeah, all around about. Perfect. Nice. Okay. Really? That may have actually been me. Oh no, there's big chunks coming out of this. Really? That was all working fine before. Let's repair this a little bit. Oh, of course, I let that go. How did that get broken? By this. Right. Let me repair it and I'll be back in a moment. Okay, I think that's a bit better now. I think really the issue, yes, I was drawing an awful lot of power, but the tesseract under here I had set to send and receive, and I think that was causing some sort of loop issue, and power wasn't getting to any of our machines, least of all our AE system, which was a little bit of a problem. So I've got a couple of chunk loaders put back in here, and we are still making some power here to the tune of 7,000 RF a tick apparently, around about that, so that's fine. And I can probably go back over here. I do need a chunk loader over here. I think I took this one off. Oh no, I did leave it. Okay, so this one is still going, but it's only taking a tiny little bit of power because it only needs to do the one chunk. So if we set it to the radius of 0, it just does the chunk that it's in. That'll be fine. Okay, panic over for the time being. The issue I was having over in the nether with the wither nearly escaping, not altogether sure why he suddenly was able to destroy those blocks, but what I could do is, if I had a look at warded glass, is that still a thing? Might have a look into that, if I can find it. Not sure where it is. What I might do actually is, in the short term, I'll just, I don't think I can, maybe I can, I'll try a couple of different kinds of glass. Let's try a couple of different kinds of glass over at the nether and see what I can and what I can't ward. What can I and what can't I ward? Yeah, so he'd broken one of these, and then some of the blasts of the skulls that he fires were getting out, which, as you can imagine, was not ideal. Now, where is my wand? There it is. So much stuff on me. Nice to use this if I can, but I cannot. That's a shame because it looks really nice and like that. Never mind. What this stuff. Nope. Not sure if there's any glass other than the warded glass that can be used in this. What about, can I ward carpenter's blocks? Because carpenter's blocks retain. No. That would have been nice, because then we could have used the mana glass. Okie doke. Let's just get some laboratory blocks, and we will... Actually, why don't I just grab a few of these, because I'm gonna need them. Right, so I need to go like that, like that, like that. I need to do here as well, repair this bit, like that, and I need another bit of redstone alloy wire. And we'll get this bit repaired. That's better. Right, okay. We're back cooking on gas here. We're still not fully chunk loaded because we've got, what have we got over here? We've got personal anchor, so it will stay kinda loaded, but I've got this one here. Still don't have one down in the mana pit. But if we do that, it's got essence in it, and it's only going to use 200 per tick, we still should have a net power gain back at home. But that's only doing one of these chunks, but it will keep this powered, which is probably one of the more important things at this stage. Of course, once this power system comes online, then power ain't going to be a problem for anything. So the quicker we do that, the better at this stage. So how are we going to do that? Well, we need our nether star generator. So, but we're not going to be bothering with this one. What's the point in that? It's really not worth our while doing that when we've got this. But the recipe for this is quite substantial. And we need a hyper energy transfer node, which requires bedrockium, which we can get hold of, that's fine, but we need these energy transfer nodes for these as well. So we need 8 of those, and then we need 4 for that. So we need quite a lot of these transfer node things, and they're made from these transfer nodes, which as you can see is a QED recipe. So I've got a bit of crafting to do, and we need to get these. So I need to turn the wither farm back on, because I'm not altogether sure how many of those we've... Well, that's no use. There we go, that's better. Why was that? Let's go... That's better. And this needs to be set up priority. So there we go. We've got 4 nether stars in there. And for some reason we've got things going in there, and the priority is probably wrong. Oh no, it's the highest priority. Ah, but that's closer. Ah, that's why, because it'll have been going in there from here to the highest priority. I don't really know what we need that for. Nothing else has really been going in there, has it? Those sloth shards. Maybe if we got some sloth shards and put them in there. Yeah, not really. I'm not too bothered by that. Let's get some more of these, and that's still going okay. We're not too bad for that. Okay. And that personal anchor is still there. So that's going to continue at the moment. Let's go back here just now, and we need to redo some stuff. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of those. Let's get rid of that, and that, and that, and that. Don't need that and that either. But we will need more anti-blocks because we're going to go back and we're going to finish off the bit in the end. So anti-blocks are these things. So let's do a good few of them, and let's do the black ones. Oh, we've run out of black stuffy, so floral black powder is that. We've got a good amount of that because, well, that's what we can do now. The benefits of having stuff sitting and just being ready for us. Perfect. Right, let's go back over and see what we can do about getting this all sorted out. Right, for a start, that's better. Ooh. So as you can see, you can still see the purple background of the end reasonably well. So it's not going to be completely invisible, but we don't need it to be completely invisible. We just want it to look a bit cooler, really. That's what it's all about. A bit cooler. If we wanted perfect graphics, we wouldn't be playing Minecraft, would we? So let's go down here. Whoa! Okay, let's go turn that off before we do that. And let's go up here and go. That got no power in it. So we're still having power issues of transferring power about. Okay, that's not bad. So yeah, that's a little bit cleaner now. There'll still be a little bit under here that can be visible. But it's, like I say, we could put a big wall around this and make it completely invisible. But that's not what this is about. That's just on receive only. It's getting no power at the moment. We will need to check out and see what's going on. So that's this setup just now. Oh dear me, let's have a look at this. We've got power. We've got plenty of power. So I think it's just because the buffers on these things are so huge that we're not. Let's use it again. Yeah, the buffers in these things are so huge that until these things have actually pulled in sufficient energy, we're going to have difficulty getting energy going elsewhere. Which is fine. We should be getting a reasonable amount of energy in and out of this thing. Maximum 250,000 in and out. So it is doing its thing, it's just going to take a long time, that's all. So what I need to do is, I need to be able to make nodes. How many nodes am I going to be able to make? I should be able to make quite a few. There's chests that are the issue there. Okay, let's make some chests. Really? I haven't... Honestly, I've got plenty wood. Stop being silly. Right, now, nodes. That should do for the time being, because then I want to make the transfer node energies. Now I need breadth first search upgrades. Oh my word, I need a lot of redstone. Okay, that's fine. We can make a lot. We can get a lot of redstone. We've got these over here. These are farming up nicely. We've got 16 of those, and plus we've got some over in the tablet over here because they are a good source of power. Okay. Right. So if we do that, that's fine. Let's go back over here, dump some of this redstone. Let's get rid of all this stuff as well. And breadth. So breadth first. So we need to be able to make all these. Let's get this set up here. So breadth first. So we need to be able to make speed upgrades. Speed upgrades first. Okay. Then we need to be able to make these depth first ones, which are made like that. And we can take some of them, and then we can make these like that. Put this into here. Let's just do speed upgrades. Now the world interaction upgrades in here somewhere as well, aren't they? Somewhere. Can't remember where they are. Never mind. It doesn't matter, it doesn't have to all be together, but it would have been nice. Like that. Now, we need these nodes. So we need to be able to make breadth first, we need to be able to make transfer nodes. Let's put in, we need, let's say, a stack of them. So let's get nodes going as well. They're not the most difficult things in the world to make, so let's do, need, I don't want rationing pipe, I want normal pipe. No, let's cross over transfer pipe. There we go. Let's do that. And get some more of these. And I need to be able to make stone slabs, I think, so because I don't think I've even got that in there. So, and then so no, not that one. With ender pearls now, so it makes 4. Let's put that in there. So that, and that, please. Now you can make nodes. Let's do another bunch of them so we've got more than a stack. Let's take the stack of them out, and then we want these breadth first. So we want 16 of them, which is going to take quite a bit of redstone, but we've got enough for that. And then for these things we need gold. Right. We should have what we require here in the guise of, oh, it's one of the things I lost in the rollback, isn't it? Oh, so I need to make a QED now. Oh, man. Okay then, well, what I'm going to do is I am going to make myself a QED and all the bits and bobs to go with it, and I'm going to start making energy nodes, and then that'll be me, I think. So that's us for this episode. It's been a bit of a derp about, and it's been really patching up problems more than moving forward, unfortunately, but needs must whilst I have horrendous things happening. So until the next time, it's bye-bye from me. Don't forget, check out the Seasoned Gamers, check out the other guys that are going to be involved in that as well, and we will see you the next time. Bye-bye, have a funs.